Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Sunday. Just another Sunday, just another opportunity to glaze Glitch City. If you're not subscribed to Glitch City, please subscribe to Glitch City. They're so talented, dude. It's insane. So good. Welcome in, everybody. Hope everybody's having a nice weekend. Sorry about not being able to stream yesterday. The plans that I thought we were going to have on Sunday, we ended up having yesterday, and to be honest, I plumb forgot to message the Discord, so it got to be like 4:45, and I was like, oh, I should probably say that I'm not streaming today. My bad. But good news, it wasn't anything bad. I just, the things that I thought I was going to be doing today, we ended up doing yesterday, so my bad. Yeah, welcome in, everybody. We're gonna be doing some of the dungeon ranking today, and I set up our streamer bot to automatically be set up for both Twitch and YouTube, so it should already be good to go. Smile. Let's go. Yeah, life happens. It is what it is. But I'm excited. It's actually been a pretty good birthday week, all things considered. Obviously the foot sprain aside, which was a bit of an issue. But I actually have good news there too. It seems like it's pretty much passed. It's still a little sore and a little frail this morning, but I can put weight on it. I was able to walk around a little bit this morning. I was able to do some exercises this morning, so looks like it was just a little temporary, like a little temporary twist. And maybe it wasn't a full sprain like we thought it was gonna be, which is good. One less problem. But yeah, so I'm excited to jump into the dungeon ranking. It seems like, from what I've seen in the Ever Crisis channel, it seems like folks are getting it put together pretty well overall. I obviously don't know anything outside of the battle effects that you get from after you beat each of the fights, because Daphne posted those in the Discord. So I did see what those were. And it does seem like it can be magic or physical. So I'm going to go into this pretty fresh-minded. I don't really know, how defensive these how defensive these fights are going to be. Can you tell I've been playing mostly Pokemon offline? My bad. Yeah, so we're going to be going into this pretty fresh-minded. I'm going to go into it and build a team that works well with my account. And then we'll kind of, build a path out based on where all the enemies are at. And, we'll do what we can. I fully expect to lose the first run here, mostly because I'm going to go into this in theory craft a bit, and I'm going to go into this again. I have not watched other people's videos on YouTube, so I don't know what other people are building. I've seen some screenshots here and there, but not really broken it down in my brain at all, so I'm not really fully dialed in to what I believe will be a good build, what I believe will work. We're just going to go into this pretty fresh-minded again, and just do what we can. So we'll adjust it on the fly as we continue to go. Other than that, not a ton to chat about today compared to what we talked about on Friday. Things are still pretty much a status quo. We will have a VOD posting tomorrow. We're going to have the Slay the Spire 2 co-op stream with Grace posting tomorrow on YouTube. So if you missed that the other night, that'll be up on YouTube tomorrow at 4:00 p.m. I will be also editing down the Tifa polls from when we pulled on Tifa the other night. That video will be coming out sometime in the next couple of days. And obviously, I'm not going to push myself super hard. So whenever I am able to get the Pokemon Champions video out, I will get that Pokemon Champions video out as well. Where I just recorded a little video where I was talking about, how easy it is to get into it. And then the new season actually starts I think on May 12th is the next season. And I don't believe the Pokemon are changing for the next season. At least I don't believe so, because the recruit option that's in the game runs until June 12th, I believe. Which tells me that this Pokemon that are going to be in the pool are going to be the same. So I'm under the impression that the Pokemon are going to be exactly the same. So that means that video will be very useful for folks trying to get into it when the new season starts. And hopefully it'll help rip the Band-Aid off for the people who are, haven't done competitive Pokemon before and wanted to give it a shot, but got a little intimidated because, they hear things on the internet like, oh, everybody's just running XYZ and blah, 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 blah. And I can just kind of, remove the veil a little bit and be like, that's basically what the video is if you want to use Umbreon, you can go look in the game. This is in game. You can search Umbreon, click on Umbreon, and see all of the moves that everybody's using, the stat breakdowns, the partners that they usually run with Umbreon, the nature they give the Umbreon that they're using, the items that Umbreon usually holds, everything. Literally everything from start to finish. The EVs that they do for the stat spreads. Like every single thing that they do for that Pokemon is listed. And then with that list of partners that they usually run with them, you can just pull out 5 partners that you think you want to play with Umbreon, go into the ladder and have fun with it, right? So, like I said, I'll be posting that video probably sometime this coming week, just because I think it'll help some folks have some fun with the game. Because again, the game is just fun. Like it's fun to be back into like VGC battling again. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm enjoying myself. And I think other folks would too. And since it's free, there's really no reason, if you've ever been interested in Pokemon, there's really no reason not to try it. Unless you don't have a Switch. That's a different conversation, but yeah. Fun stuff, man. We'll have those videos out sometime this week. The Slay the Spider 2 video is the only one that I'm absolutely confident that will be out tomorrow. Because I'll probably edit that at some point. If not tonight, I'll edit it tomorrow and put it up on YouTube. And that's like a 4-hour VOD, give or take. So that'll be quite a bit of content for folks to watch as a way to like appease until we get some regular, more regular streams on Twitch. All right, yeah. So let's go ahead and start claiming some of this stuff. I'm gonna get some more stuff cooking as well because we might be on for a little while here, and maybe I want to try to find another 5-star materia. I did have something happen the other night, which was wild. I actually got my first 15% potency materia in Ever Crisis. That has never happened to me. This is the best. I think this is the highest it can go, is 15%. And so I got a 15% water potency materia, which is again the highest I've ever seen. The only other thing that I've seen as like close to that high is I have an ice materia that got 14.9, and that's the only other one that got close. But yeah, pretty wild. I was pretty hype about that. That just kind of popped up out of nowhere. But yeah, super cool. Which is good too, because my water team is actually probably, my physical water team specifically, is probably one of my best right now, at least. So, yeah. Let me go ahead and just pump my stamina into this really quick, and then we'll just jump right into the dungeon ranking. Yeah, see, my foot's still uncomfortable. Not fully healed yet, but certainly much better than it was on Friday and Wednesday, honestly. Much better. And again, like I said, when I go into the dungeon ranking stuff, just as a precursor here, like I fully expect that, you know, I'll be doing some things that other people have already decided are not good, and you know what I mean. We'll do some trial and error, and we're gonna find, you know, certain things won't work, blah, 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 right? We'll deal with it as we figure it out ourselves. Stamina out of the way, got 4 crystals, nice. This one gives you crystals, right? I thought about burning some stamina pots to get the extra 400 crystals from this, but I don't know, man. I just don't. Is it worth 5,000 stamina? Which is what? That's like 80 pots, I think. No, not quite. Not quite. Because each pot gives 50, right? So it's 100 pots to get that all done. Yeah, it's 100 pots. I think that's right. Yeah, so it's 100 pots. So like, it's probably worth it. I think I have enough. I'd much rather, and this is where I've been using my stamina, is I've been using it in these materia collection challenges instead, because this is giving me way more than I would get for like, you know, 400 crystals. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get into it. All right, so as you can see, I have not done my attempts yet. I haven't even tried this yet. I don't know what the strategies are or anything. We're just gonna hop into this and see what we can figure out for ourselves. Looks like there's a lot of rewards for like tickets and branding stones and stuff for just getting a high score, so that should be fun. It looks usually, not always, right, but usually the crystals high score, so all the way up to 2.55, it looks like. This is usually pretty easy to obtain for most players. If you've been playing the game for a decent amount of time, you should be able to get to this spot. And if you're not getting to that spot right now, maybe we can find a way to get you there. But that's the goal of this, is to try to get to the point where we are what's it called? My brain fried. Hello? We're at least getting you all the crystals that you can get, right? Okay. So this is an Earth Potency challenge. We're going to go ahead and just delete this team. We're going to build it from scratch. My impression of my roster right now is that my Earth physical is likely better than my Earth magic. That's my current perception, right? So I'm going to walk into this assuming that I am using physical Earth, which is going to be Tifa. And so I'm going to give her the Gauntlets of the Worthy, and I'm also going to be giving her the Festive Gloves for that single target damage received up as her offhand weapon here. We're going to give her her ultimate weapon. She's obviously going to be holding our Titan as well. And then we're going to give her her Armor of the Worthy, which is going to be a better Earth Arcanum right now than the other one, even though the other one has a C ability, and the ATB may be important, and we might switch those two around for the ATB plus and the ATB Conservation. We might change that, and the Earth Potency All Allies too, which is part of it too. But we're losing 20% damage by equipping this in the main hand, so I'm thinking about just sub-equipping that, but we'll figure out where we stand with that when we get into the fights. Give her all my best Earth Potency materia, make sure that support materia is inactive. We are going to give her an Earth Breach and this Quaker Blow, and then ideally I'd like to see an X one here. I don't know if we actually need I don't know if we actually need Sigil Breaking, but I'd rather have it available than not, right? Sub-equipment here. We definitely need physical attack because we currently only have physical attack all allies. We do not have actual physical attack into our build yet. So we're going to give her Sequoia Dendron, which will give her physical attack and Earth Potency, maxing out that Earth Potency. And then the next thing we're going to do, I believe, is just Surfer Blade here for the armor, or the physical attack and the physical ability potency. And she doesn't need a big boy physical ability potency anymore, so we can probably just do the highest physical attack that we've got. So just max that out. So maybe Rifle of the Hunt we might use, so I don't want to grab that just yet. Could just be Ceremonial. Hi, Chelsea, welcome in. Yeah, Ceremonial's fine. Ceremonial's fine. We will give her the Elegant Dress in the back because I think this Earth Potency up, even at 5 points, that extra 10% damage is probably going to matter, and that makes up for the 20% that we're losing for not using magic damage here. So we're getting it 10% back just from having this on as a sub-equipment. And then the next one's just going to be an Omni Arcanum, which is 30% damage anyways. And we can just give her the one that has Attack All Allies, just to give her a little bit of a boost there as well. Actually, that got her to the level 3 break, which is great. Okay, perfect. Yeah, no, that works out great. I think this is a good enough build. This should be fine. For the support here, we probably run Lucia here. I do think there's some merit to running Desperado Glaive Glenn if you have him available, because he's got that single target Earth Resist down and that single target physical attack debuff, and that may be important in this. Let's see, does it go to high at less than OB6 though? I don't think it does. No, low to mid, right? So yeah, Glenn would be a good option here with Pirate's Glaive, and we might end up making that swap, honestly, where I'll move over to Glenn, and maybe I'll just use some draw tickets to see if I can get another Desperado Glaive or two. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So for now, I'm just going to use Lucia. We're going to give her Rifle of the Hunt. This is going to give her that physical defense down and the Earth Resist down. Don't know if either of these are necessary or either of these are good. We're just going to go roll with it for now. Going to give her Mad Minute as the offhand weapon. This has a magic attack debuff. I don't know if that's going to be important or not either, but it has summon potency, which is going to increase our summon damage, which is good. Also has physical ability potency, which will max that out for Lucia, actually, with just those two weapons, which is sick. You're dying of acute aggression? I can't help you. I simply cannot help you. Do Dealer's Tailcoat here. Did you end up keeping him? Do Quakera, we'll do the Quakera Blow. I'm just gonna give the highest potencies here for Lucia. I'm not super concerned here. Probably want a triangle if I have it. I may not though. Oh no, this one is. What's this one at? 9%? 9.7? Yeah, this is only a 0.6% drop. That's fine. And then all aggressive supportive stuff here to make Tifa do more damage, right? So we're going to do physical attack on allies. We're going to do attack on allies and just stick with that. So we'll give her Bahamut Greatsword, although she doesn't need the physical ability potency, does she? So maybe instead we give her Darrow Platis for buff debuff extend. Spacer does pickups, I see. That's a bummer. Do Rocket Lance for some more buff debuff extension. I imagine that'll get her close to, yeah, she's pretty much done there. And then maybe just Tifa's gloves. Gets to level 5 to boost attack, that's fine. And again, just any of these sub gear here, nothing to really think about, pretty easy, okay. And then I assume we're probably going to need a healer here, so I think it's probably just Aerith. Because we don't have a tank right now, and my Glen isn't built well enough. We could use Angeal as well. Because Ghost Dance is an AoE Earth Resist down, and that might be helpful. And he also has access to Lightning Sword, which does a P-Def up and a physical attack debuff. And then for the team. But let's assume we're using Aerith to start with here. Because I think that her investment in her kit is just a little too strong right now. Yeah, that's annoying. That sucks. It varies obviously state by state, but it sucks to hear that that's not a reasonable option out there. New Kimura 1 for physical attack up, but probably just Festive Rod for the heal and the magic and physical bonus damage, right? And Gear C ability use should be helpful. Do Abraxas. And then for the outfit, we need Exploit Weakness, right? So we'll be using the Garb of the Possessed here for Exploit Weakness in an AoE. Probably just do Heal here. I don't think there's anything that we really need. We've got Physical Defense down, we've got Earth Resist down, we've got single target damage received up, we've got... We don't have Exploit Weakness, we don't have Boost, but we don't have access to Boost, so nothing we can really do there. So yeah, I think we just do Boost Heal here. Okay. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, so it's got to be a package deal then. Yeah, I get it. That's tough. The Festive Sword, and then it doesn't really matter. Let's do this. Let's get it to boost 5. Ooh, almost boost 6. Dang it. Probably this. Oh, no, I already have that on. Ah, bummer. If I had one more overboost level on one of these. Well, this one specifically, right? I'm only 1 point off. I could get it to 140, but that's a waste. I'm not gonna bother. Already hissing, yeah. Good, it means they're healthy. That's a good problem to have. Okay, so that takes care of like the basic team here. Obviously, again, we're gonna have to adjust this a ton. Let's start with this. We're gonna be rocking with some level of earth potency here, so let's go ahead and look at our earth stuff. Got this one. This is magic though. Looking for physical. This might just be the best option. It's physically focused, has more defensive, but no like extra damage. This is probably just fine. And I can use this for the magic team too, technically, even though the magic attack isn't high. I would use the Memorial 2B on most cases, but give us more defenses, help us get some survivability. Should be fine. Nice. Yeah, I mean, that's really all you can do, especially if you can't keep them, right? Like, there's only so much you can do. There's a strong chance, by the way, that we might end up switching Armor of the Worthy out for the Torpor outfit, but I'm going to keep it simple for now. Take a look and see what we're working with here. Again, I don't know where any of the enemies are. I know what the enemies are, like what enemy types there are, but I don't know where they're at, so we'll build all that out and go from there. Woo. Okay, we got one fight there with the chest. We got another chest behind that one there. Okay, let's just save here. Okay, we do have a random encounter. Yeah, with all the initial shots and everything, yeah, it's pretty pricey. Gonna try to get our overspeed gauge up here. Oh, okay, that killed me immediately. We should be fine. This is a pretty normal trick in dungeon rankings, by the way, where you just go to a PvE encounter and just wait, let your overspeed charge up. You don't take a lot of damage here, and you don't lose points by sitting in this fight. That takes care of that. Okay, and that gives us what? 7 potions, special supplements. Okay, so that's probably the twins, like the twin giants. One of these is Odin. I'm guessing it's this one because there's damage sigils. So this is probably Odin. The 3 one's probably Odin, and the 2 singles are probably the robot and the other fight. Nice. Okay, we should be able to bop the twins pretty easily, so I'm gonna leave them for a bit. I'm guessing that the 3 enemy encounters probably Odin. They probably gave it ads. Go this way. Let's do the single target fight first. Perfect. Okay, yeah, it's this guy. So this guy's actually weak to magic damage, but we have a physical team, so we wanted to fight this guy first anyways. So this works out great. Go into semi here and have them start doing some simple breaks. Because I don't want this thing to get boosted up too high either. It's immune to physical defense now, which isn't surprising. Why is this so loud? Hold on a second. Goodness gracious. Sorry about that. So loud. Make sure magic defense is up. Yeah, it was really loud for absolutely no reason. Yeah, look, we're barely doing anything to this. This is definitely a magic damage focused fight. Subsistence, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Oh my god, the lag in these fights. So frustrating. This shouldn't do that much damage though. Yeah. What, 2.7, that's easy. Easy, easy, easy. Okay. No reason not to use our overspeed here. Just don't do enough damage with the physical team here, right? Even with the single target damage received up, unless it's immune to it. It is. Okay. Barely doing any damage here. Not taking any damage either though, so if this fight's just bad, it's fine. Again, this is our first initial look at these fights, so I'm not pressed. I should interrupt those with limit breaks. Then it has to recast it and slows this thing down. Have Lucio do her overspeed again just to help get some damage in. She actually cast. Yeah, I'm just starting off. I'm just starting off. Hope dinner was good. It really is, yeah. Yeah, now it's just trying to figure out whether or not you want to come here first and just get this out of the way, or if you want to wait until afterwards and deal with it once you have buffs with all the bonuses and stuff. But right now, we're not taking anything worth of damage here, so it's mostly just going to come down to how many points you lose for the time of the fight. Because the fight itself, like, we're not actually going to take enough damage for it to actually matter that much. Just realized I need Aerith to use, not going to get it off in time. I don't think she has magic defense up. It's hard to tell. The way that buff bar works is just, like, so difficult. No, she's got it. Okay, we're good. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, potentially. Like I said, I said at the beginning of the stream, obviously you weren't here for that, but like I'm gonna limit test everything, and we'll figure it out. Because I want to try to find a way for people to like clear this easier too, for the folks that are having like issues clearing it at all. We're gonna lose exploit weakness again. We already did lose exploit weakness, right? Interrupt this again. It's like the old days. Okay, if it goes into another sigil break phase, we should clear this pretty quickly, but it doesn't look like it's going to. It's just gonna go into another prismatic ray probably. We'll wait and see. We've got army going back up again. Just interrupted again. A little early on the interrupt there. I should have waited a couple seconds. Just look at our overspeed's back up as well. I don't actually have that ATB. The game's just lagging. Love this game. I'm gonna hold ATB here for a second because I just want to make sure it's using double burst shot again and not the battery thing. Hold on. Okay, great. Fine. There we go. That's fine. Okay, so that was obviously super slow, but that's fine. We're gonna have to like limit test this and do as best we can. That's with immune to physical defense down. I even skipped my score. That was dumb. I'm so used to just mashing through it and going to the next. All right, so physical defense, stun resist, P-Def down, Materia C ability, sigils destroyed, overspeed, that's just for Aerith. And then limit gauge, this doesn't help us. Yeah, it's probably just this one. Attacker overspeed charge time, that'll make Tifa do more damage more frequently. Probably want to save this fight for last. Or at least near the end. So that way we don't ruin or don't miss out on another set of ATB charging. Chill. Okay. This is the other single target fight. Let's just do it. You got on Valor, okay. Is it open with an attack still? Yep. Oh, it just gets the mutation. My bad. Oh no, it does. I knew it. Whatever, dude. Yeah, you just take your time there, bud. Everything here. We need Kimura Wand on too. That'll get rid of our defense down so we won't take as much damage. God, this thing's super tanky too. I'm guessing it's immune to this too, but we'll try. Oh, it's not. Interesting. Immune to physical defense down, but not the single target thing up, huh? Yeah, this fight's gonna take too long too. Right, yeah, it's just only during the sigil phase does it actually have a way to like buff its own damage. And as long as you have sigil break materia in slots, it should be fine. Oh, it's stunned her right as I was getting ready to slash the two limit breaks. Annoying. Why is Aerith using Rune Blow? Yeah, it seems that way. This one gives dread too. Like 2.5. Oh, it hit. I'm not gonna win this. Not waste time. Yeah, normally it's not that bad, but the HP totals in this dungeon ranking are wildly high. Like, wildly high. Do the random battle here. This is the part that sucks the most, having to wait for all this ATB and stuff and backs out. Which could just be like a changing of the guard type thing, where like maybe we're gonna have to be more pay to play, like heavy to do the EX fights. I mean, we have to drop down to hard, but I'd like to believe that that's not the case and we can figure something out. Okay. Let's try this fight first. We can't do unless there's another way over there. We'll have to check the map. Okay, this shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, that's fine. We should clear this pretty quickly. Okay, he's just dead. That was easy enough. Is a 50% boost even that good? There's no better option here, but like this is only 50% boost too. So these are basically the same. The only difference is physical attack can be, you know, timed out and go away, etc. Right? I should have saved. I should have overspeeded, and this thing probably would have went down pretty quick. Yeah, because now we're screwed, right? If I had overspeeded there, though, that other guy probably dies. Which, again, this is why you save before you do these fights. And then we wouldn't be taking this damage here. Oh my god. Like, come on, dude. Just need to get the summon back up. Yeah, this would have been a lot faster if we'd overspeeded and killed that first guy. Because then that defense would have never gotten up, right? We would have been fine. This is the same thing as that, we had this before, right? This particular fight. Dead now. Yep, that wasn't terrible. Obviously, that was played poorly. We'd be able to do that better on a subsequent attempt. And again, make sure you save before each fight. That's for that reason, right? That way, if something doesn't go right, you can just retire and save back in. But yeah, way too slow. Way too slow. Which again, all of that goes away if you just beat him before he has a chance to get his physical defense up. Earth potency tier +2 up. That's a 50% boost here. This is good for the things that are not immune to PDEF down. I think we already fought both of them, right? Unless the Blood Behemoth at the end is not immune. I think I'd rather just take the 50% though, because this only really affects our summon, and I don't really care about that. I'll probably just take the 50% boost here with some defenses. This just helps us against the the Gallon Valor, right? And I guess technically the robot, and more accurately, right? The robot does the lightning damage and the magic defense. Oh, fine. Do that. Obviously, we're not fighting this guy. He's the weaker one. He's not going to give us as many points. So now the question is robot or Gallon Valor. Both suck. But this one is not immune to the physical target or single target damage down, right? So hang on a second. Make sure there's not like a do the random battle here. Does anybody know where the Cactar is in this? I assume there is one. The other side of the robot, gotcha. Good luck. Okay. All right, let's do the Gallon Valor first. Goal here is to not use our last ultimate weapon attack. I was hoping that would get off in time. Too slow. Going a little bit better this time around, obviously, because we used our overspeeds at the beginning here, but still a pretty slow fight. So funny. I think this is going to end up involving just using Zac again. Didn't realize I was on manual. Damage looks better this time. This is where Torpor would actually be really good, right? Because you can increase the duration of the stun. That's without single target damage received. Thought that buff fell off. Just noticed that. I don't think this is going to kill it, but I want to try. It did. Okay, great. Not bad. Much better than last time, at least. So far that Twins fight was the one that went the poorest, right? Single target ability potency plus 40%. Summon gauge increase amount. Earth potency 20%. Earth resist down tier plus 2. Stop resist, wind resist. That's just good for Odin, right? But we're not worried about Odin. And this is magic attacks. So we're not worried about that. So it's one of these two. So this one gives 40%. This one gives 40%. Both are fine. This is better for Titan rather. So I guess we'll take the Earth potency just to increase the Titan damage. That's fine. Okay, and then we'll go around the other way so we can fight the Cactars, get our overspeeds and such ready to go. Save. It's like, oh, trapped. Oh, it's outside? Sorry. Oh, I see. Good enough. So now this next fight's pretty simple because Tifa's just literally mashing skill 1 the entire fight. Grab our blue crystals. Do this last fight. Oops. What the hell? All right, health should be fine here. We've also got resistances against this fight, so this actually shouldn't be bad at all. Interesting that it's weak to water too. I forgot about that. Wonder if I can I play around that? Not really, not without ruining stuff. Okay. Okay. Yep, save over speeds until the sigil phase starts and then just go to town, right? Should be pretty easy. Actually use Abraxas here as well. Still gonna take so long. Yeah, nothing. That checks out. Hindsight being 2020, I probably should have saved Titan for this part because of the magic defense been down effect. Do the same thing here, interrupt its attacks with limit breaks when we can. Yeah, this fight's just not going to look good for the physical team. This will probably be what the Odin fight looks like for the Magic team too, though. Yeah, and I'm doing a poor job of like using my summons and my limit breaks in these fights too, so I hit that like a fraction of a second too early, my bad. But the Magic team will also have the bonus of having like the elemental potency boost and bonus, which obviously the physical team doesn't have access to right now. Go down, so it's getting another physical attack boost. Battery assist. Lucia and Era should be able to do that on their own. I should be able to DPS here. I wonder if young Sephiroth's a better bring here with that Immaculate Blade. Because I could use Phoenix Adachi in the offhand. Okay, this shouldn't be any stronger than the first one. In fact, it was weaker. It's almost worth just auto battling this and walking away and getting a drink. Because we're not in any danger of dying here. So you're better off just like letting it kind of play on its own. And I think by the time we get into that Behemoth fight, we have reprieve with Abraxas anyways. So that Behemoth can't kill us anyways. Still in no danger of any major damage here. We'll interrupt the double burst shot. We're gonna save Earth and Fury for when the Magic defense goes down. Oh. Double burst shot again. We'll be able to get the exploit weakness back with the first festive broadcast and the last fight. Okay. Yeah, wasn't that much more. Adds up over time, and our max hit damage is higher now as a result of that, but that's pretty much all that was for. Nothing really major there. Do as much damage as we can during this phase and move on. Save Lucia's overspeed for the actual sigil phase if it gets back to that, which I assume it's going to here. Nope, showdown again. Oh, maybe for like the ATB boost, maybe. It is pretty tanky. Yeah, Army of One is just more of a force of habit at this point. You're probably right. All right, so that's 1.5. I don't think it's in range for me to kill with Titan here, so we're just gonna hold. Shouldn't be in any danger of dying here. Yeah, Magic teams should have no issue with this guy, but physical teams definitely will. Not that he's doing any major damage. He just takes a whole bunch. Cooldown. Make sure it goes all the way down. Get all the limp bricks off. I think this kills. Nope. Must have lost exploit weakness. Yeah, I did. Try not to use overspeed here. Want to save it for the next fight. Should be 2 more of those, I think. See if maybe Lucia kills it. Breed it out a bit. Nope. Okay. That's fine. I doubt that one hit will make or break our score. Just trying to save some ATB. Not a big deal. Okay. So that's all the symbols down at least. I really gotta stop mashing past the score. We can see it afterwards too. Okay, and then this one, it's just the overspeed and the force gauge depletion, which none of these are actually like that big of a deal. I mean, I guess this could help. I don't know if there's a damage phase or not, but I'm just gonna assume that this is the right call. I don't really care. Save again. Okay. Does not have a damage sigil phase, so yeah, I'm not worried about that then. Immune to physical defense down, but not physical target damage received up. So we can use that here. Should be fine. I shouldn't have to heal. We saved, right? I'll make sure, just in case. All right, let's see. Tankier than I thought it would be. Probably did have to use some items here. I've got Abraxas on, we'll be okay. Get these P-Def debuffs off. He's a tanky son bitch. Part would be useful here too. $20 million. Shouldn't be in any danger here. No. Not even close. Some of these fights are so loud, and for what? And for what? Yeah, this is basically the same fight as when we did the max damage challenge with this. No different, right? Still super slow. I'm guessing that's gonna kill me. Let's see. I don't think I've ever seen it use Meteoroid before. No. No. You want to get tired again for me? No? Should just be dead. Yeah, it definitely seemed like an attack that was going to kill us. Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful, but like... It's dead. That was obviously not a good attempt, but it at least gave us a good idea of what we're up against. 140, yeah. Boom, boom, boom. .5, yeah. I imagine that won't be very good. Never mind, it's top 50. Never mind, it's top 50. Okay, great. Yeah, that was my first attempt, NTL. I was just going through it to see what all the effects were, what everything was weaker resistant to. Just limit testing. Top score is 5.8. I imagine it's just using the Yuffie team. Oh, it actually doesn't even use Yuffie. Oh, because Enliven is broken. Right, got it. Wonderful. So physical defense down is not that important, which means that we actually don't need to bring Lucia at all. We can actually bring Zac instead. Bringing Zac, what does that enable for us? Obviously, we get Enliven, which is obviously really good. Does Zac have any other effects that that team likes? Use Surfer Blade for physical attack up. The AoE exploit weakness, yeah. Yeah, I mean, using Mana Breach and having Abraxas, that's obviously helpful for just the summons itself, right? But even in that last fight, they're resistant to... Oh, they're resistant to magic and physical defense down. That Behemoth is. So I don't know, a Breach Materia doesn't help us here. I guess an Earth Breach Materia, if that's what you meant, but that's what I was saying, yeah. Using Earth Breach on Zac instead of Lucia was what I was saying. Earth down was your offhand, gotcha. Could switch to magic, obviously, but I'm focused on physical right now. Let me think. Obviously, Enliven's really strong here because not only do we get the +2 physical attack, but we also get +2 earth damage, and then the Enliven is a 20% buff on top of that. So having +5 physical attack, +5 earth resistance, and -5 earth resist with Enliven is really, really good. Most of these things are weakened, are immune to Enfeeble as well. These guys are not a threat. Neither is Odin. Odin's a threat for the magic team for sure, but the physical team can blow through Odin. That's not hard at all. Magic team will blow through both of the I guess maybe not the Gallon Balor fight. This one's just a piece of work. That's what I was thinking too, Vidal. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think there's a lot on here that I would bring with Aerith specifically that would add a whole bunch to an Earth team. I could bring the exploit weakness weapon, but that's not important for obvious reasons. We could do like a mixed defensive one, but that doesn't help for, again, obvious reasons. The lightning damage down effect doesn't help us with the fork, so I'm not sure if this actually helps us at all. But that's the next spot, is looking at customizations and looking at ways to manipulate our damage during those stream phases, or those the interrupt phases, which is why I was thinking of switching to Sephiroth. And probably where I'm gonna go with this, honestly, because I can have Sephiroth come in with Blue Bramble and Phoenix Adachi even, because I don't think I have Immaculate Blade at all, actually. Yeah, I don't have Immaculate Blade at all, but I could come in with the Blue Bramble just fine, and the Phoenix Adachi would increase Tifa's damage by 30%, and I have the Metsumato too, right? Gives us physical and magic damage bonus to all allies 30%, which I think is higher than Festive at OB6. Yeah, it is. So it's a 5% increase there, and then a 30% increase to damage from the, because otherwise Lucia wasn't really adding that much, right? And then this would also give me a magic damage attack that I could utilize if I really needed to or wanted to. That's kind of where my brain's at. No real reason to bring another summon, right? Trying to think. Doubtful. But probably, this is probably where we would just bring Army of One. You are right, though. If you use Lucia, using her cheering shots is definitely better than Army of One in that case. Target is quadruped. Interesting. That would mean the final boss too, right? If people are struggling with that meteor attack, you could bring Shadow Flare and silence it. This is also quadruped. I don't know if silence actually helps us there, but yeah, both of those can be silenced with Shadow Flare then. So that's an option too. And then what? Water weakness, that doesn't really help me at all. Do this and then do earth potency. We'll give him all the magic stuff. I don't think I have a triangle magic one. I don't. Teehee. That actually works out anyway, because I'm going to take the physical ATB and that'll make this cost less. Right? Oh, I forgot to change this. Enemy break, or enemy ability. And then do this. This. And then just one physical attack up. Let's do the highest magic attack physical attack up. Just to help increase his damage a little bit. And then just the 2 Omnis, right? Do I have 2 Omnis? I do. Oh no, I don't. I have 2 exactly. Do I have anything else that I'd want to put on? Probably just Magic Ability Mastery, right? Yes. Probably fine. And then we're also going to get an extra 30% damage from the ultimate weapon as well. 10,000 magic attack is fine. We're not having any magic attack support here. That's absolutely fine. He should do enough damage. I guess I could give him a mana breach, I suppose, but I don't even think I need that. No, I don't need that. Let's go. Basically, everything's immune to magic defense down anyways, except for the robot. And for the robot, he'll do enough damage in that fight. Boom, 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 boom. I think we do the same rotation, though. We probably still start with Odin. Because that's the easiest fight to just take out immediately. If we still struggle with that twins fight, by the way, I'll just do that first instead of Odin, because Odin should actually be a cake for this team. It shouldn't struggle at all. This is actually one of the fights where physical defense down mattered, so that's why I want to try to start with this one again. Just get it out of the way. Terribly difficult fight. We should be fine. Uh-oh. Lucia broke sigils faster there. Worth noting. Not a big deal, but... because it still dies here, right? Could actually slow things down a tiny bit. Actually, no, wait, we're getting being timed here. Hello. Just kill it. Okay. 7.4 for max damage there. 97. Yeah, that was worse than last time. I imagine it's because we probably beat it a little bit faster. Yeah, and again, it's just this one, right? Yeah. Okay, then it's definitely go straight to the twin. So now this is where we use one of the ultimate weapon things, because we want to make sure that we kill this first one, the one on the right first. Okay, so it's ultimate weapon with Tifa. Skill 1, skill 3, skill 2 with Aerith, and then skill 2, skill 1 with Sephiroth. We should be fine. And Sephiroth, if this doesn't work out, Sephiroth has a magic attack, so we'll be able to break through that a little bit faster. But we definitely want to try to make sure that we get this down. Oh my god. Alright, that was already bad. I must have clicked out of the screen. It wasn't working when I was hitting the buttons. Run that back. I think this kills. Not quite. That should be okay though. We should still get one attack off before the provoke comes through, which is all we're worried about. It's actually queued up too, so we should be fine. Yeah, we're good. Perfect. Go. Oh, I forgot to switch defense. My bad. Ouch. Doesn't actually matter. God, it takes 5 years for that to switch over, man. Shouldn't need to cast again. the end of that. That was much better this time. Hopefully that'll make up for the couple of missed points that we had with the Odin fight. But if not, it's not the end of the world. Again, probably just the Earth Potency and Earth Potency tier up. Because this physical defense down tier doesn't help us at all. Yeah, it drives me nuts too. Whenever these things are like online and we're stuck like fighting server lag or whatever it is, it is definitely super, super annoying. I still think that Gallon Valor is probably the right call here. Yeah, it happens in guild battles, happens in dungeon rankings, max damage challenges, battle rankings, the whole 9 yards. It's annoying. How there, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Doing pretty good. First attempt, we got 4.5 million, which I'm fine with. I don't think I'll have to get much better than that, to be honest, to be able to get the rewards that I'm looking for. So, but I'll keep playing around with it because this isn't even like I just went in with a pretty typical Earth team. I haven't even tried like going in with the Magic team with the bonuses and boost and all that. That's probably what'll end up getting me the higher score, but 4.5 is fine. All right, so now we got the Gallon Valor. So I could, in one of these two fights, I think pretty easily use an item here, like the Quakera cocktails, because I only have to use it on Tifa, right? And we're not going to lose that many points from using one of these items versus like a tent. So I think I am just going to use this here and just try to like out DPS race this. But again, having Sephiroth's game. Doesn't look like it froze. Yeah, this fight wasn't too bad. It's the robot that got a little like, what am I looking for? Annoying? Tedious? Tedious is better. Okay, hopefully it kept the save, but if not, I'll just redo the fights. Not a big deal. Boop, 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 bop, bop, boop, boop. Resume. So yeah, as a reminder, make sure that you save before all the fights. Just makes life easier. That way if something like that happens, you can just reload. There it goes. Chill for now. Adaptation. Roar and stuff. Defense. Pick the Maraud. Or like Mafraud. Ha! hilarious that his Quake Growth blow does more damage than his actual magic attack. Yeah, I mean, Tifa's doing almost 6 million in this fight per hit. Now, granted, again, that's with both the Quake tonic and the 35% boost from Phoenix Adachi, right? Or 30%? One of the two. You pick. It's one of them. Yeah, huge damage there. There we go. Oh, I was already on Tifa. Whoopsie doodle. This should be it. Yep, perfect. Perfect. Much, much better fight. 26 million on that last hit. Much better fight. Yeah, 125,000 compared to what we got before. That's way better. Way, way better. And again, we're not going to lose enough multiplier or enough points at the end from using that one tonic to warrant worrying about it. And we're going to do the Earth Potency and Earth Resist down tier here, right? This is a 40% increase just like this is, but the Earth Potency increases our damage for Sephiroth and for Odin. So we'll keep this on instead. Double checking. Feel good about that? I do. Let's do it. Doing some engage up there is perfectly fine as well if you wanted to just get more Titans off, especially against this one fight that's got, like, you know, all the magic defense nonsense. But yeah, every run, I swear to God, it's awful. I know, it's terrible. And I get it, like, there's an integrity reason, like, they're trying to make sure that people don't cheat. So, like, I understand the reason why it happens. It's just frustrating. Or why it has to be online, more accurately, not why it happens. It shouldn't happen, but anyway, you get my point. Yeah, I ended up getting a 3-stamp and ended up going in. I'll have a poll video up on YouTube later this week. But yeah. Yeah, because by the time we get to that portion of the fight, we already have so much magic defense from the bonuses that we picked that the robot doesn't actually do that much damage anymore. It doesn't make the fight easier. It just makes it so that you're not taking as much damage, which is really the only thing I'm worried about. Grab our Mega Elixir, run back over to the robot. And then I think I'm gonna do the same thing here. We're gonna save first. We're gonna throw another Quake pot onto Aerith only. And then go into this fight expecting to just have Aerith press, or have Tifa rather, press the one button a whole bunch. She might have to help with the sigil breaks this time around because I don't have Lucia with her, like, ridiculous one. Oh, I didn't use that, my bad. We're gonna save our oversweeps and such for when it breaks down. Still targeting Aerith here. But yeah, you'll see that this doesn't do very much. Yeah, 1300, yeah, nothing. Okay. Oh, sorry, there's somebody revving outside. One sec. Sorry about that. Yeah, this is still a long fight regardless. Just put all the exploit weakness down so I don't have to think about it again. Yeah, she's doing 3 million. What was she doing before? 1.5? I do. There's exclamation mark Discord. If you're looking for the Discord where I talk about Ever Crisis stuff, it's discord.gg/catcrew. That's a discord.gg/catcrew. It's underneath the Final Fantasy channel and it's in a thread. But that Discord link goes to my Discord. It's my specific Discord. Okay. Throw our stuff off again here. Fight's not going much better than it did last time, but we're at least using the rotation correctly this time, right? We're using our summons during the actual cooldown phase. We're doing as much damage as we can in the meantime. Tifa basically just mashes the one key over and over again. Garrett's got exploit weakness on for a full 3 minutes, which is pretty much all we can do at this point. We don't want to use the last exploit weakness just so we have it all for the last fight. Done complete. I think it goes back through another phase of the physical attacks here, right? The onslaught here. Yeah. Oh, okay. Sick. Well, it's definitely going to die faster than the last time we did it. I suppose unsurprisingly, but still. It does. Yes, it does. Okay. Okay, we're definitely not going to a third sigil phase, which is nice. Same thing here. We'll interrupt some of the attacks just to help make this phase last longer. This will ensure that we actually don't have to worry about it having the third sigil phase. Yeah, OB6 on those weapons is fine. Even OB0 is fine because they at least get that +1 gear C ability. So like that's still perfectly fine. Obviously, having +3 after every fight is very helpful, but it's certainly not necessary. You'll be able to get by. Make sure we don't die here. try not to use limit break here. Yeah, next attack goes off and we win. Sephiroth might actually kill it right now. Sick. Okay, great. That was better than last time. It certainly wasn't good, but it was better than last time. That's one where you could probably pretty easily like convince me that Aerith should have a mana breach materia for that fight, and you could probably convince me that that's true. Yeah, it's still just this, just to have Tifa do more damage. Okay. All right, so let's save here. Not overwrite and quit. Overwrite. We'll do the same thing. I'm just gonna use another one of the Earth things because we're trying to make this fight go fast, right? So we're gonna use the Quaker cocktail again. I don't think we need the power jelly, but I did save. So let's see how much it does. We can always reload. And then that should be it, right? That should be it. An extremely powerful boss battle awaits. Well, shucks. Reach Tifa? Just using Breath of the Earth here to make sure that we have our physical defense up so we don't take a boatload of damage here. We should be fine though. No, not typically. If you're struggling with this boss though, there's no shame in going and doing the other one. The other one is definitely more magic focused though, so you might struggle with that if you have a physical team, as a heads up. Should be good to overdrive here, or ultimate weapon rather. Oh, Jesus, this thing is fucking dead. Yeah, he's done. That was way faster. I definitely did not need to do the physical attack buff. We don't take that last attack either, though. Let's see what we got. 211. So yeah, about 65,000 more than we got before in total. Let's see. We ended up using what? 3 items in total or 4? Let's see if it ended up pushing our score down too far. Nah, got 300,000 more points. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, obviously you're going to lose some item bonus here, and that does matter. This is a huge number, right? Huge number. So you want to try to use as few as possible, but that's a great example of like sometimes the items it's just better to use them. Don't feel like you don't have to. Give it a shot, see it, limit test it, see how it works. Oh yeah, that one felt a lot better. At least all of those fights felt way more clean. The boss, the bot boss, obviously is just going to be a pain in the butt, the robot one for the physical team. But this one wasn't too bad. This worked out pretty well. And obviously, if you don't have Earth Tifa, but you do have Earth Cloud, you can just like plop Earth Cloud in. You would need some level of Earth damage up, but you can use Ghost Ensys with Angeal, which is a featured weapon, to increase your Earth damage up, and use him over Sephiroth in that slot, and just use Angeal with the with Near Cloud here, and that would work really well. I'm actually surprised I don't see Near Cloud stuff in the top scores. Maybe people didn't pull for it. Obviously, the Magic teams are just better overall, because a lot of the enemies in this are weak to Magic attacks, even though they may not have Magic defense resistance or weaknesses. But yeah, I'm surprised none of the top 15 things probably even have Cloud. That's funny. went very hard with just Vincent and soloed it. Here's a Cloud team though. Interesting. That almost certainly has Lucia's new ultimate weapon, like almost certainly, and that's why this team worked, right? But using Lucia as the primary source of Earth resist down, and then having this might actually be a full physical team. So yeah, Tifa, Cloud, Lucia. It's not bad. Obviously, I don't have near Cloud at that I have overboost, and I don't even have that outfit, so like it's not an option for me. But just proof in the pudding that that's like a thing you can do, right? All right, well, I'm satisfied with the physical team. Let's ditch this one and switch to magic and see how magic works. And try to like reroute this instead. The problem with my magic team is it's not gonna have the same level of damage as other people are. So like my best earth magic user is probably Vincent. And his attack is not that good, is the issue. Yeah. Yeah, and she's still really good, right? If you've got the outfit for it. So what's that, your magic team score? Nice. I imagine magic's got to be better, right? You'd think. It's got to be better. And then she actually gets access to Razor Ring if she wants it. The problem with the Yuffie thing is like, and I was talking about this when we went over the Tifa banner, right? The problem with Yuffie is that you want, or with Yuffie, Tifa, and then Angeal would be the primary three. You would want to have Heirloom Brush for the stat buff tier, and just the ATB conservation for her offhand. You'd want to have something similar for Tifa as well, because she wants to have some way of like, obviously Enfeeble's good, but I think most of the enemies that we're fighting in this are immune to Enfeeble. And so that's where Tifa kind of falls off in this. Because like the main boss is weak to Enfeeble, the Galen Balor, which is another difficult fight, is immune to Enfeeble. And like the only things that aren't immune to Enfeeble are the fights that magic damage is already doing well against anyways, right? Except for Odin. Odin is not immune to Enfeeble either. Yeah, it's interesting. Because like Tifa doesn't want to bring that weapon, but she also doesn't want to like, she doesn't really have another good offhand magic weapon right now. Besides like, I guess Blue Daffodil gloves. Right? I think that's it. I guess Saban's Claws is also like an option, but it's not good. Because they buffed this, if folks forgot. So at OB6, it does mid to high magic and physical attack increase. And this, it has split R abilities too. So like this is also an option if you have this at a high overboost, which I imagine most people don't, because that weapon's not very good. But then, I mean, like your offhand weapon's looking at like what, like Kaiser Knuckles, I guess, or you know, there aren't a lot of good options besides leather combat gloves for magic right now. And since most of the difficult fights are immune to Enfeeble, you really don't need this in the offhand for Tifa, which is probably why you're seeing a lot of people use like just Yuffie, right, or just Tifa in the top scores, because they don't need it, right? They don't, like this one's just using it for the stat buff tier. They're not using it for the actual Enfeeble effect. Just like the scores that have Yuffie, they don't need the effect, so they just weren't using it. But yeah, I imagine this team is probably the one that would be like the big one, the big crazy one. Which would be better for me? Probably Tifa, if I had to hazard a bet, because my offhand weapon for Yuffie's too weak. So we'll build like that then, and go Angeal here. And this actually works out because I was planning on getting Angeal's Ghost Ensis outfit anyways, so I can grab that if we want to. Probably not necessary. And then Gargantuan Monolith. I have the Spade customization on this one for the magic attack increase for the entire team. He probably just used that Astra. Probably fine. Could use this for the debuff, but probably not necessary. Yeah, it gives us another way to get provoke on as well. Magic defense 1. And then I guess I just do defensive. Give him a heal just in case. Sigil boost, triangle. And then maybe a magic defense materia here. Oh, fine. All right, so we've got earth resist down. We've got earth damage up. We've got provoke. We have magic attack increase. And then Tifa is going to be using just her new weapon, which I imagine is not going to be very good for me, but we're going to do it anyways. With the leather combat gloves. Oh, you know what? Tifa can probably bring Bahamut Fangs in that fight. I completely forgot that this is a weapon. This would actually work out just fine as her offhand weapon instead of leather combat. If you have Heirloom Brush at a high overboost. And then we get this to just 120, right? Yeah. Probably just the heart custom, I suppose. I don't really need the earth custom here. What am I getting for that? 30%? Let me think. So the robot is not a fight that we're worried about anymore. So we're not worried about it having an interrupt phase. The Gallon Balor has an interrupt phase, I think, but I don't think we've seen it yet. I think the physical team beat through it too fast. And we did it. We beat through the twin giants too fast too. And then Odin does have a sigil phase, and we probably would need the extra help for that one. But I think at that point, I'd rather just have the heart customization for the increased damage across the board. So we'll just do heart here. Ultimately, we'll end up doing both eventually, but for now, we'll stick with the heart just to increase the damage by a bit. And then we'll do a couple of the offensive brands and just see if we roll something fun. Again, not looking for anything crazy here, but like that's pretty good as an example. We'll roll this, like, I got 800 of these, so we'll do like 10 times. See if we find something good. I think I'd rather have the 3%. This is pretty decent. Yeah. Whoop. Nope. Hello. Anything else? Nope, that'll work. Not perfect, but good enough. What's that get us up to? 942? Yeah, it's fine. That's fine. Okay. She's obviously going to have Titan. We'll give her her new outfit, which she is not going to get recast for this. So we actually have to be choosy about when we use this. Yeah, not at all. Not at all. My biggest issue with Earth is that a lot of my high Earth potency materials are physical, but hopefully we'll be able to play around that. And then she's going to need a little bit of help here. So I think we probably want to do potency and then magic ability potency. Let's see what we got. Electro Cannon feels like an obvious one. Obviously, Razor Ring helps a lot. Let's start with Razor Ring. I don't think any of these get to... Oh, Kugel Blitz does, but I haven't gotten this to OB10 yet. This actually would have been perfect for what I'm trying to do. Oh. Piece of plastic broke off of the waistband of the drawstring of my sweatpants. So this would have actually worked out great for what I actually need, because I need to have like a huge magic attack boost with just some extra earth potency, but I don't have that at OB10 yet, so it doesn't work for me in particular. Galleon Roar might be fine. Nah. Let's do Electro Cannon, and then I'll just do Holiday Revolver. It's fine. Not perfect, but it works. Sub-equipment. Again, there's a world where we might actually like main hand the Torpor instead. I haven't even tried that yet. But for now, let's assume that we're just offhanding this stuff for now. Oh man, that physical team, I didn't even offhand the Torpor. That damage was lower than it should have been. Because I was missing ability potency all allies. That was 10% more damage. I'll probably run that physical team again before the event ends. Okay. And then for Angeal, he's just going to have the supportive stuff, right? He's probably going to be my second highest damage dealer. So I should give him the best magic attack allies and attack allies weapons. Obviously, Zach needs that. Maybe we give him Crimson Staff as well. For buff debuff extend. Gets him to level 6 break on magic attack allies. And then just do Rocket Lance. That doesn't really matter. Yeah, and that's definitely something though to consider as well. I don't care enough about these battle rankings to warrant like burning the resources to try to get up like a couple extra spots. It's the truth of it, because the rewards that you get for the higher ranks in this don't actually justify the means. Like they're giving us more of these pristine mithrils, which I probably won't even use if the refined mithrils are any like indication, right? So really all I care about is getting one of these weapon vouchers and trying to get as many of the gold tickets as I can. But these gold tickets, I have 24 of them right now. I'm not gonna burn, you know, a limited resource that we only get once a month to get one more gold ticket, right? And I don't care about these like plates either. I'm not pressed about it. So, but yeah, if it's something that you want to like squeak out a couple extra points, or if you're on the outskirts of like the top 150 or something where you would lose out on the weapon voucher, then absolutely. Or top 300 even, jeez. But yeah, if you're like right on the outskirts and you can upgrade a guild weapon to get you over the edge, absolutely. But yeah, for me, like where I'm already in the top 40 right now, which I won't end there. It'll probably be somewhere in here if I had to hedge a bet. If I don't get higher than 4.8 million, it'll probably be around the 100. But like I'm in no danger of losing the weapon voucher, and that's what I actually care about. Besides like the score rewards, which this is what most players should care about too, because this is where all the good stuff is. But for me, I'm just not worried about it. Also, I got Battering Sword to OB10, by the way, off of the free pull. Wild. What does he even want? Besides Festive Sword. Well, I guess the Earth Resist down, right? No. He has an Earth Resist on event weapon, right? Am I tripping? Maybe I am. Maybe it's somebody else. I could just give him Cutlass for magic defense down. Yeah, I must be mistaken. Okay, right on. Good enough. Where's Cutlass anyway? Here. We don't need Apocalypse. I guess. And then we'll give him one Quake. Let's put that Quake here. That way he can actually use it. We'll put the Quake Blow there. And then we'll put another Quake Blow here just to help increase his Earth potency. And then same thing here, right? Just magic attack all allies, all that fun stuff. Although at this point, we probably don't even need attack all allies with the Festive Sword in the main hand. We can probably just focus elsewhere. Maybe debuff extension. Got like no magic attack. Maybe we give him White Dog here. Gets to level 7, gives him a little bit of earth potency, so he does a little bit of damage. And then Rabbit Butler for the Omni Arcanum and Glacier Armor for buff debuff extend. Yep. Be good enough. And then probably the Memoria of 2B if I had to hedge the machines. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, there's other options as well. Like you can do the 3X soldiers for quadrupeds if you have it. But the Virtuous Contract. Do I not have that? Or am I blind? Oh, it's right there. I am blind. Wonderful. The good news is I don't need it anyways. I don't even know why I was looking for it because Angeal does it. I appreciate that though. Thank you. All right, let's see. Yeah, on paper. The issue with the terrestrial one though is that you're losing 800 magic attack across the board, and with all the bonuses and stuff, that's a lot to lose out on, right? Like the 20% extra damage is obviously helpful, but I would imagine that may not be that good compared to how much magic attack we're losing out on. You go from 19k to what? Oh, is there an Earth one that does quadrupeds? Eligor? Isn't Eligor, Eligor's physical. Against terrestrial. So you're talking about Stilva instead. Right. But the terrestrials is giving you 10% damage, right? And Memoria of 2B and Earth Potency alone is giving you 20. So this is automatically better. Like without a doubt. And then obviously the machines helps you against the robot as well, which is obviously helpful, but yeah, no, this is much better. The 2B one is, because this is only giving you a 10% boost versus 20. Okay, let's go. So obviously I have to rewire the brain here. I have everything in my head for the physical side here, so we're thinking about magic now. And I've never used this team before either, so this is going to be a learning experience for me too. I imagine much like the physical team struggles with the robot, the magic team's going to struggle with Odin. But Odin has damage sigil phase, so I think I'm less concerned about Odin. And I still want to get Galen Balor out of the way. Because I think that fight's probably the toughest of the fights in this game, or in this event. Let me quickly pull up notes. Odin gives 50% bonus damage. Twins give 80% bonus damage. That's looking like the winner there. Because the single target damage is 30%, magic attack is 50%, and you lose 90% on the summon potency. But like, that's not the end of the world. But that is worth noting that like the summon potency being minus 90%, you want to make sure that you've used Titan for everything you want to use Titan for, right? Because then at that point, losing 90% of the Titan makes it useless. It's actually almost not even worth bringing. For the robot, it's only giving an overspeed time and decrease, which doesn't really matter that much. It does give Tifa and Zack minus 50% overspeed time, which is good, but probably not super important. Gallon Balor gives magic attack up +2. Magic C ability. Yeah, so I want to get to Gallon Balor fast with a C ability decrease. So yeah, it's probably Twins 1, Gallon Balor 2. Either Odin or Robot 3. I haven't decided yet. The robot doesn't really give us anything to help with Odin besides the attacker overspeed time. Or you could do the Materia C ability time, I guess, in that fight. Oh, I see, and it has limit gauge increase amount. So you could bring limit breaks instead of summons and use that instead and take the Materia C ability sigil +2. And that would help you clear the Odin sigil break phase faster. And also give 70% overspeed time to Angeal, I guess. But in that fight, Angeal actually wants to provoke on top of that too, so... Yeah, we'll try it out. But that's what it seems like. It seems like Twins first, Gallon Balor second, and then we'll flip a coin for Odin and the robot. The robot's the easy fight, right? Odin is certainly not the problem here. I'm sorry, Odin is the actual problem here, rather. The robot should be easy regardless. Wow, 2 million with no earth resist down. Cool. Excellent. Okay, so yeah, Twins first for sure. Let's go ahead and overwrite. So same thing here, right? But this time, instead of targeting the right one, we want to target the left one. This should be a bit faster anyways, because we have Angeal and Zac. So it shouldn't be too bad. But we won't have overspeeds here like we had before, so that's going to make things a little bit different. So we go here first. He does have a heal, yeah. Man, the delayed switch is just maddening. Although this thing taunting, oh, I guess the other one's gonna taunt though, right? Yeah. Okay. All right, I already don't like this. Let's retry. It's not bad. Like, we should be fine, but I think I might want to overspeed in the middle of that. Could use ultimate weapon on Tifa here too, actually. I'd like to save the ultimate weapon for Gallon Balor if I can, though. Okay. And then out of this, we overspeed and just mash. Might want to actually hit the overspeed button. Is that enough? It should be. That should be fine. Oh, she didn't get Titan. That matters. Okay, there we go. Okay, hold with Tifa until we get the... Yep, there we go. Magic defense down. I think it is, right? It is. Okay, take this last attack here. Should be fine now. Just want to try to get out of this fight as fast as we can. Stop complaining, Angel. Oh. Wrong quick. Angel. Eva? Hello? I hate Semi, man. I wish it was smarter. With these laggy fights, it's so much easier just to have it on Semi, but then they don't do the things it's supposed to do. Like, why is he using... Pretty sure we had magic attack up already. There's our split weakness back on. It's just dead. Okay. That was a really bad fight. Oh, 114 is actually pretty good. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, I mean, the 80% damage here is massive, right? Like that's a huge increase. Where these other two that we were getting before is only a 50% boost here, and this is only a 40% boost, unless you're using AoE. So if you're using the Sephiroth, right, this is a 70% boost, which is nice. But like this is just the best one for sure for magic attack, and that should make it so that Gallon Balor goes down fast. Which again, I'm perfectly willing to burn through an Earth or a Quake or a cocktail here if we need to, which I imagine we probably do. Oops. I didn't realize I was going to kill him one shot. That's my fault. My bad. That's why you load though, right? So I can just load back up. It's fine. We can just run it back. You could do Stream Guard if you wanted to, but I think using the free weapon that we got for Angeal, the Gargantuan Monolith, and just giving it the Spade custom for magic attack up is perfectly fine. And giving Zach Cutlass and his offhand for magic defense down is perfectly fine too. There's no real reason to worry about it. IMO. And I imagine you probably have Cutlass at a higher overboost level than Stream Guard. Just kill the one in the middle. Hit the one in the middle. Okay, and then we've got 3 Gear C ability uses here. One's definitely going to get used on Odin, like for sure. One's going to be used on the Behemoth fight, and I think we could probably avoid using it on the robot. The robot should be pretty easy, in theory. So Odin, the last fight, and Gallon Balor is where we're going to use it then. So we'll use it here then. Let's go ahead and use a save again. Not load, save. I love that they put the load button on the right side first and then save on the left side. And then when you go to save, it's overwrite and quit in the middle where you're clicking the save button, but the overwrite button's on the right side. I really love that they just like put like the negative option in different spots each time. Makes me happy. Anyway, let's do the Quaker cocktail again. I imagine this probably won't be as necessary for this fight, but I just want this fight to go quickly. We're going to use Tifa's ultimate weapon here. We're going to use Tifa's Gear C ability here. I just want to go all in on damage here. I want this fight to end as fast as possible. So we'll let this first thing go off. Switch to defense mode for the Maraud. Okay. Almost 10 million damage is crazy. Oh, I'm not on time. My bad. Get the stepping. Oh my god. Surely we just do this. I know I'm wasting Mega Flare here, but we still have Zack's ultimate weapon to get it back. I imagine the Titan. Oh no, Titan's 9 is 90%. I'm stupid. I'm stupid, dude. Fine. Fine. Don't use Titan there. Use the actual attack. That's my fault. Max hit damage was still 27 million. That should be fine. Yeah, that was way easier. Way easier. I likely didn't even need to use the cocktail there. And then it's certainly this one, right? This is plus 40%. This is plus 50% with minus 180. Yeah, it's just this one. Okay. Physical defense up tier is interesting, but probably unnecessary. God, it's got to be just go straight to Odin here, right? It has to be. It has to be. Odin's got to be the right call here. Because the robot fight is super easy for the magic team. This should not be hard. Getting Odin done earlier makes more sense. And I think on this fight, I actually will get rid of the ads. Well, actually, I hardly won't even have to worry about that. I bet you Jill probably does that for us. And I think our overspeeds are probably in a good enough spot that I don't even have to do the cactar, right? Yeah, I'm good. Okay, great. Let's save again after I picked up the chest. I don't have to pick up the chest again if I load. And then don't use Tifa's ultimate here. Do use Tifa's Gear C ability, right? And then save the last one for the behemoth. It's magic defense. Now what am I doing? I'm so dumb, dude. Cutlass is physical defense, not magic defense. I'm stupid. Why didn't anybody say anything? Hey. Why did that take so long? What, does she do a pose after she's done fighting it? Do you see how long that's taking? This is a meme. No, it's Arc Sword that does the magic defense debuff. I was mistaken. My fault. I didn't realize. Okay, here comes the shift. This is where things are gonna get scary now. I don't think this is enough damage, is it? Because he kills us here, doesn't he? I think this will do about 5. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That'll be something that we fix on a subsequent attempt. Oh, this isn't gonna work. The enfeeble. Her HP is too low. Let this be a reminder how much I despise HP threshold effects. Yeah, we're not in any danger of dying here, but we definitely take a lot of damage. Which the other two fights will probably make up for that. I'm worried about the last fight now, though, more than anything. Because the robot fight should be easy. That's about what we got in the Odin fight anyways. The sun resist. Yeah, I'm not that pressed about it, but just bringing a triangle sigil break on Zac should be fine. This is funny. This is only for the robot. I guess you can get a huge one hit in the robot fight. Maybe that's the helpful part. But they're really only taking that for the 50% buff. Mention the Roth of Semi here. You know what? On second thought, the Cactuar can die. On second thought, the Cactuar can die. Yeah. On her, on the last one, right? Yeah, she has a HP gain, which helps a lot. Which, at the end of the day, we're actually not in a terrible spot, anyways. Because we can just use. We've only used the one item so far. I'm perfectly willing to use a cottage here. As just oops, I screwed up, right? I don't care. Okay, and then we're using our last Gear C ability on Tifa in the last fight, so we don't use it here. No ultimate weapon here, no Gear C ability, just DPS. Oh, you know what? I should just restart this anyways. Because I don't have the magic, the magic defense down for this fight to get the maximum out of this. Dumbass brought the wrong sword. Ay, ay, ay. Man, if you thought this didn't do damage before, wait until you see how little damage this does. With enlivened magic defense buffed to Angeal. Angeal, hit him with your sword. This isn't gonna do anything anyways. Yeah, and honestly, I may not even use Tifa. I may switch to Yuffie instead. Just because she has the better limit break. But we'll see. Tifa's weapon's pretty strong on its own. I could use weapon parts to get her new weapon to OB6 too, if I really thought it would matter. But again, it would have to be like a difference between me getting the the weapon voucher or not, and I don't think I'm in any danger of losing out on that. Get him, Zach. Okay. Max hit damage on this one's going to be low because we didn't have the magic defense down, so this is automatically going to be a worse run as a result, right? Looked like it was. I mashed past it again. Sorry, it was like a 70,000. And just attack her overspeed time. Could do Materia C ability again, but like I don't think that's necessary. Again, the limit gauge increase is where this is actually useful, right? Which is nice. Oh, this would actually be pretty good against Odin. If we took too much fight in the Odin fight, maybe we go robot third, Odin last, and bring this instead. We'll see. So right, let's go ahead and use one of the Quake cocktails. Overspeed's low, but we have a high charge now, so we should be fine. And then we're using all of our ultimate weapons and everything in this fight too. Okay. All right, let's do it. Now the question is, are we going to survive this? Should be fine. It's going to be a DPS race. Yeah, this is what I was worried about. The AoE damage is going to be too high. Okay. Just using this to get it off, reset everything. Up. Make sure that we survive too in case it gets up before Tifa's last 2 hits get off. Should get off both. Yeah, it's dead. It's dead. Okay. Not dead. Oh, Enliven fell off. Lamau. Now we take this attack. Hooray! And Asher's got my back. Not gonna bother. I'm not scared. You can't hurt me. All right, what'd that look like? 180? Eh. 622? I actually think that was higher. Which is hilarious because I didn't even have a good build of this. I didn't have magic defense down. Oh, it might be lower because of the items that I used, though. We'll see. Nope, it is lower. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, if we had that magic defense down weapon for the robot fight, then we would have gotten a lot more points in the robot fight instead of like what we end up getting 121. Yeah, this would have been higher. Our one hit damage would have been much higher than this. Battle time would have been faster too. The Odin fight I don't think would have gone much better, but I think if you do the robot fight first, get the physical defense and the stun resist, like was mentioned before, it's probably better. But the rest of the fights were pretty fine. But yeah, I think if you start with maybe go robot 3 and get the physical defense up so you don't take as much damage from Odin. Because like the damage that we took in this fight was where we lost a lot of our points. Right, you can see it there with the robot. We got 41,000 for 7,500 damage, and this one we only got 5,000 points. It's a lot of damage, right? But yeah, this is obviously the difficulty with like recreating this isn't necessarily the weapons themselves. It's more about the ultimate weapons because I have the ultimate weapons for both Tifa and Zac. And so like these give an insane amount of damage between the potency arcanums that they give. So that's an extra 30% each. And then the conservation effect for Tifa is useless. But I think, what was Zax? Yeah. It's only self. So this isn't even that useful for this, but that's the really only reason that these are here, is the 60% buff to the elemental damage. And then obviously use Arc Sword, not Cutlass like I did. I just assumed it was Cutlass because it was higher on the magic attack side, which is my bad. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. But yeah, if I had had the magic defense down, I probably would have been north of 5 million there. If I had to bet. And again, if you got Tifa's weapon to OB6, you should easily clear 5 million with this team. Easily. And I was never in really any danger except for the Odin fight of dying, right? I was never in any danger of dying. And obviously instead of the and you know what? Honestly, I think Tifa probably still brings the Odin or the Titan anyways for the lower overboost. Just because that'll make sure that you can guarantee that you kill the other giant. And you don't lose your summon potency until you beat the giants anyways. So she won't have a useful limit break after that, but who cares? Yeah, I would still use the I would still use this for the provoke, just to be able to provoke the single target attacks away. I would still use Ranch and Monolith. I mean, Stream Guard is fine, but like I have it at OB5. I'd have to use weapon parts to get this up, so I'm not gonna bother. Yeah, I mean, well, everybody has this one, right? This was free. But yeah, Cutlass, or Arc Sword rather. I keep saying Cutlass. Oh, that's why it's at 80 instead of 110. That's why it's so low. That makes sense. Let me upgrade this. But I imagine most people have Cutlass. Or Arc Sword. Damn it! I imagine most people have Arc Sword. And even at the lower overboost, I think it's isn't Arc Sword mid to high still at the lower overboost levels? Yeah. Yeah, Arc Sword is better anyways. Unless you have Stream Guard or Stream Saber at what is it? Was it Stream Guard? It is Stream Guard. I had it right the second time. If you do have that at OB6, that's fine. And then you can switch Angeal to Lightning Sword instead for the physical defense up for the Odin fight, and the physical attack down for the Odin fight would probably be what I'd switch to. You lose the provoke, which is kind of a bummer, but not the end of the world. Just make sure you go into that fight with that Astra charged, and that has provoke on it. And that would work fine. But yeah, that's a decent alternative. I don't like that you have to cast it twice either, the Stream Guard. But if Stream Guard's at a higher overboost than Arc Sword, then by all means. By all means, go for it. Shoot. That Enliven effect is so good. Hopefully we see that Enliven effect on another weapon soon. I imagine we probably will. It's probably going to be sometime in the summer before we see Enliven on another effect. But we'll see. Yeah, because what? Yuffie's Earth weapon came out in September, and we just got another Magic Earth weapon that even comes close to it this month. So in May. Might be 3rd anniversary before we see it. We'll see. Yeah, I think... Where was I at with Magic Attack and Attack All Allies with Angeal? Angeal's already at max Magic Attack because of Ghost Ensis, obviously. But he is at... Yeah, he's at 6 and 3. So yeah, I'm missing out on, what, 7%? For not maxing that out. And then Boost Attack, I think, is another, what, so it's another 7%, yeah. Nah. I'm not even missing that much on the Magic Attack, right? Just the 3%. Oh, for the Arc Sword, you would just put Magic Attack brands on there. Yeah, just Magic Attack. But that's fine. Oh, guys, I'm not rerunning it. I was just showing it. I told you, I don't care. I'm satisfied. Like, 37th is fine for me. I'm not super pressed about pushing this up higher than this. No, I didn't. I think that it's not worth it. It's not worth it for me. Again, if I drop to like the almost outside of the top 300 for the weapon voucher, then I might consider it. But like the people who are in the bottom 300 right now are 2 million points beneath me. I'm not gonna push it that far. I'm not that worried about it. Because again, the jump in rewards for the rank, because I do think I'll probably drop into the 1 to 150 range, but I'm gonna lose 10 of the pristine mithrils, these boxes that I don't use now, and one gotcha ticket. I'm not worried about it. Not enough of a reward or an excuse to burn through the resources. I'll just wait. But yeah, I mean, I've got right now hundreds, if not thousands, of the 5-star materials. I've got over 24 of the 5-star weapon tickets. I don't really care. Yeah, top 100 is perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. And I don't think I'm gonna drop down beneath top 100 if I'm being honest. Like, usually when I'm at 37th in the middle of the day on Sunday, I'm usually fine. But when I do my dailies, I'll go through and I'll probably run like an attempt or two back, but I probably won't go farther than that. Because to be honest, I could just run this team back exactly like it is right now, use my weapon parts to get this weapon to OB6, and I will easily clear probably 5.2. Just because of the weapon boost increase, the amp increase, and the damage buff. Like going from 720 to 1080 with the heart customization and the C ability stuff, it's already stronger than any of the earth weapons in my account. So yeah, I'm not too worried. But yeah, definitely make sure that this time in the guild battles and any of the events that like this is a great opportunity for you to go through and make sure you're branding stuff. I did not look like at any of these. I know that these are all branded because I've used these in the past, but like, you know, Protector's Blade probably branded wrong. I don't think I have. Yeah, I have like heal on this one. This one's got C ability because I was using it as my main DPS weapon for Earth. But yeah, good opportunity to go through, make sure that you've got your stuff branded as well. Oh boy, oh joy, 2.9% C ability on Rocket Lance. It's a great day to be alive. Yeah, I haven't even branded Ghost Census yet. Should probably do that anyways. But yeah, I was even thinking about doing the 2.5 anniversary gear voucher for the Ghost Census outfit for Angeal. And like I'd be more likely to do that before I do the Tifa weapon parts. Sounds good, Moose Bell. Thanks for being here. A Wind anniversary? We'll see. They did a lot for Wind in February already, unless it's physically focused, which I could see. I'd be pretty surprised to see more Wind. Yeah, I wouldn't be either. Again, you know, and I'm just like, this is how I manage like these high score challenge stuff in Never Crisis. I don't really stress about these very much. I just try to help people get the point rewards, because really that's where like most of the that's pretty good. That's where most of the rewards are anyways at the end of the day, at least most of the rewards that we will actually use. But yeah, I don't stress myself out too much with these events. I just have fun with it and, you know, showcase a couple of different teams, stuff with a couple of different builds, a couple of different paths. And if it helps somebody get, you know, the rest of the rewards, then, you know, great. More C ability, no, same C ability, but magic attack instead of HP. Probably better. None of these are very good. We'll do this one more time and move on. That branding my Tifa physical gloves has me thinking way too highly of just like throwing these purples in. I ended up getting, I think it was all 3 C ability increases, and all of them were above 2%. And I was just like, okay, cool. Done. We'll do one more. Yeah, okay, we'll just chill. Good enough. Good enough. Wow, where are they at right now? Here we go. Yeah. Oh no, one rolled 1.4%, sorry. But it was a total of 7.1%. Yeah, pretty good. I think that's more than the max you can get from the set one, right? They get 2% each. That's only 6. So yeah, I'd much rather like try Yeah, I've got so many of those brands anyways. You may as well try. Yeah. Pretty fun though, once we actually figured out what was going on. Those fights are tough. Those fights are tough. So definitely don't get discouraged if you're having trouble with it. Make sure that you're using the items, like I said, right? The Quaker cocktails don't take that much away from your score. And you can see I used the Quaker cocktails twice in that. And I ended up, and a cottage. And I still ended up getting like 4.7. And that was with, again, OB4 Tifa gloves, not having magic defense down on Zac. I didn't have Ghost Ensis at OB10. Like, there's a lot of variables there that I did not have access to. So other folks may be able to do that a little bit better than I did. But yeah, not too bad overall. Yeah, it is. And it kind of matches what we've been seeing in Ever Crisis lately, where like the HP numbers have been kind of getting ridiculously high to kind of match how ridiculously high our damage has gotten. So I'm not like terribly surprised by that in general. But yeah, it's gonna make all of those like those massive numbers. Like that's why I'm struggling internally right now, because like unless the Cloud outfit and weapon is ridiculously strong and ridiculously helpful, I find it hard to believe that I'm not gonna get this, because this 50% damage received up is just too strong. It's too strong. And the fact that she's got access to this with Festive Rod to increase the number of casts that she's getting on it as well, and it has fire potency all allies, it's just way too good. And it's stuff like this that makes it feel like those big HP totals aren't as big as they seem, which is unfortunate, because then it makes like the truth is, and I mentioned this during the banner review, right? Like this Tifa banner, it's a great Earth Arcanum, and if you need help with Magic Earth, it's perfectly fine. But it is in no way, shape, or form more useful than this Aerith outfit. Like no way, shape, or form. This is much better than the Tifa banner, and to me, it's not even close. Because again, you do not need to invest in this heavily to get this to 50% boost. You just get this for getting 12 stamps, and that could be anywhere from 12 pulls, which would suck, to 3 pulls, which would be great, right? Or 1 pull if you're really lucky. 1 stamp away, nice. Yeah. It's going to be useful, right? It is. That's just the truth of it. Especially if you have the Fire Imperil. So like if you have the Zenithian sword for Zac, because that does the Fire Imperil for everybody. Like if you have that available, there's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't have this on your account. Absolutely no reason at all. It's unfortunate, but like this is the type of I should pull outfit that you like is just that good. The only real problem with this banner that I had is that her weapon's kind of unimpressive. Like the weapon's fine. It's not a bad weapon. It's good. It's good overall. But like it doesn't really help that much for Magic Fire teams specifically. For physical fire teams, it helps quite a bit. But for Magic Fire teams, they really don't need this. And physical fire's in a weird spot right now, anyways, outside of Tifa. But like Tifa has so many cartoonish amount of bonus damage in her kit that she doesn't even care. So the fact that this just basically adds another, you know, with the Spade customization, what, 55% damage to Tifa on top of the 50% increased damage from the Gearsey ability from Aerith, on top of the 50% increase from Torpor, on top of the 40% increase from the physical target damage down that you get automatically from Tifa's weapon. It's just like, I mean, come on, man. What do you do? And then on top of that, she gets to cast Festive Rod with this and give you another 25 to 30% boost or bonus damage for just using damage in general. Wild stuff, man. These percentages and these numbers being so high is what's ultimately like breaking the game right now. And so it feels difficult to not like invest in these banners. So, and like I said, I'm gonna wait for the Cloud banner to come out before I make a decision. But I find it hard to believe that I'm not gonna pull on the Aerith half of this. I would be pretty surprised if the Cloud banner was that good. But yeah. But yeah, like I said, hopefully that helps some folks out. Obviously, there are other ways to clear this as well, and if you're struggling and you don't have some of the limited options there at higher overboost levels, there are really good options in the featured pool. They're not like great, but they're pretty good, right? So like the Immaculate Blade for Sephiroth, which most people probably don't have, but is an option. right? So if you did pull on the Earth Sephiroth banner, he can work here as well. Angeal's Ghost Census actually does enough damage on its own that he actually could do pretty well in this fight. And that multi-target bonus effect that you get from the one buff does increase Angeal's damage as well. So while I wouldn't necessarily suggest that you use Angeal as a DPS, I'm just saying, like, it's a possibility you could do it, right? The other featured weapons that are in there, Yuffie's Hawkeye is still really good, even today. It's got a decent base damage. You can get that up with brands, right? And I think, didn't Hawkeye get a customization as well? I actually didn't consider that. It got ultimate Earth Interruption, didn't it? And physical defense down? Were the two options? Yeah. Yeah, 100% extra damage during the interrupt phases. Or you can do the PDEF down. Sure. I mean, do you need this? Probably not, right? Probably not, but like 100% earth damage is good. The only fight that this doesn't really help is the Twin Giants, really. And I guess Galen Balor. Because I never got to the sigil break phase in that fight, ever. If there is one. But it would work fine, right? It's an option. What else we got for Earth? Blue Bramble is fine. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but it's fine. I think I'd rather use like Holiday Revolver or, you know, Holiday Revolver. And we talked about that at the beginning of the stream too, right? Desperado Glaive is actually a really good supportive weapon here if you have this at a higher boost level for the P attack down and the Earth resist down. Yeah, Glenn's actually a great bring if you've got his that most recently released featured weapon that he just got that does magic damage boost, right? With magic attack up. That's the most recent glaive that he got. Can you wish list that yet? Or is that still up? It's still up. Okay, so yeah, you probably don't have this yet. But this would be great in this dungeon ranking. Your C ability use is whatever, but the Spade customization gives you Veil. Pretty good. But yeah, there's a lot of options. There's a lot of ways to get it done. I suppose if she was using the magic earth weapon in general with that build, I don't think she would need the physical one. I guess for the earth damage up. Which one of these? Is it Mad Minute? Oh, Mad Minute did earth resist down though, right? It wasn't earth damage up. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, that would be fine. And then you'd have access to cheering shots too. Yeah, that'd be fine. You could even bring the Holiday Revolver, actually, and she could do magic earth damage. That would actually probably work perfectly fine. If you pulled through the Glenn thing, which obviously in this hypothetical, I mean, I can't imagine we know too many people who have pulled for that at all. 4,100, yeah. 9 pulls. Man, part of me just wants to pull for the Aerith now. But I'll wait until Wednesday. And then once these banners get updated with featured weapons that just released in April, we're gonna have a lot of pulls to do. A lot of pulls to do. But I think that's gonna do it for me, folks. Gonna get off here and start thinking about dinner. But I appreciate y'all tuning in. Like I said, if you guys need any, if it didn't help, or if you need any extra help, or if you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the Discord, or if you're watching the VOD, you can leave it down in the comment section down below. I'd be happy to help out if I can. Like I said, I try not to worry about these too much though, so I'm not too pressed about this. And obviously there's a bunch of like high tier builds out there, I'm sure, of people like going through with like OB10 of everything. That like may be helpful for you, but for the most part, just try to go into this with the thought of I want to get all of the ranking score stuff, or the score stuff for all the rewards there. So try to get it to as close to 4 million points as you can. But I think the crystals stop at 2.5. So as long as you get to 2.5, that's perfectly fine. And even in my group, 2.5 is still good for top 300, which would still get you a weapon voucher. So I wouldn't worry too much about it unless you're really trying to grind for that top score. But again, if you're really trying to grind for that top score and you don't have OB10 of a lot of stuff here, it's going to be pretty difficult to eke it out. But there are a lot of options. Earth damage has got a lot of options, just like Mad Minute having the spade customization for the earth damage up. You know, Angeal being a pretty good option for Magic Earth, right? Yuffie has a couple of options for both physical and magic, so does Tifa. You know, there are a lot of supportive effects in Earth between Yuffie's Near Weapon, the Desperado Glaive, Rifle of the Hunt for Lucia. Like, there's a lot of options in the game for Earth support, damage, etc. that most people should be able to find something that will work for them. The only thing I regret, I wish I had Cloud's weapon at a decent overboost level so I could show that off. Because I imagine his weapon's probably very good here. It should be no different than Tifa's. The only reason why Tifa's is better is because in each one of those fights, she gets amp. Like the amp effect from the first cast that she gets. But you still have to time that with some kind of bonus phase to really get the maximum benefit of that. And then that means you're not using Tifa's weapon, right? So like, that, I wonder if that's just a better offhand weapon for her physical build. No, single target damage up would be better. Yeah, Festive Glows is better. But anyway, yeah, appreciate y'all. Hope y'all enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you so much for spending some of your weekend with me. I am going to try to go live tomorrow on Twitch at around 7:30 p.m. Eastern, depending on how I'm feeling. If you don't see me, then I'm probably not feeling good. So that's something to keep in mind. OG Sephiroth, yeah, with Muramasa, yeah. That's all. That's the best part about Sephiroth is that he is a fully limited character in the sense that all of his good weapons are limited weapons. Like Osafune is the only weapon in his kit that I would say is like very good. There are other weapons in his kit that are usable and they're easy to click, but they're the only weapon that is good in his kit is Osafune, and then everything else is limited. So I try to avoid when I do live streams and videos like this, I try to avoid using original Sephiroth as much as I can because it just doesn't help a lot of people. In my opinion, a lot of people like either didn't pull for original Sephiroth or they just haven't pulled on the subsequent banners because they've all come out at kind of awkward times, in my opinion. You know, you've seen Muramasa come out after 2 back-to-back crossover banners. You saw like the 2.5 anniversary weapon go on the same banner as the Tifa weapon that needed to get to OB10 to get to the maximum benefit, so it kind of fell by the wayside as well. So it's definitely helpful for sure, but you're gonna need a higher overboost level for Sephiroth in general. But Muramasa itself is probably fine at OB0. And I guess you would just run Kikuchi or Masamune at that point, but like I guess you could run Kotetsu in that fight too, right? Or in that guild battle, Jesus Christ, dungeon ranking. Because Kotetsu is actually useful in some of those fights. Yeah. Yeah, but that's the point, right? There's lots of options. You know, play around with it, figure it out. Find some stuff to have some fun with it. He needs a featured weapon, and so does Aerith. All of these limited weapons for these two characters has absolutely ruined them from a like new player standpoint. If you started today, Sephiroth original isn't useless, but is pretty bad, and Aerith is almost the worst character in the featured pool. It's pretty close. It's between her and Sid, but even Sid's improved quite a bit. Zack is probably down there as well. Yeah, Zach's probably down there as well. He's gotten better over the last couple of banners that he's received, but like not enough by any stretch. But yeah, appreciate y'all. Hope y'all enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thanks so much for spending some of your weekend with me. And as always, we'll see you again in the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.